Why does it remind me of like the little robots from Wall-E, the useless ones? What could those things even do, man, honestly? Dude, you fixed the bug. How? What the? What? Jesus Christ, man! Oh wow, oh wow, I knew I heard you. Yeah, but how do you get in there in this tight hole, man? Steve? Hold on, kid mode, baby? What the fuck? This is so specific, man. Do I play any other online game? No. Because they're not my thing, first of all, and Warframe is the exception, considering the quality of the game. Also because... Also, I don't know why people ask that question, like, how many online games can somebody play? When would you have the time? You know, like back in the day when people used to say stuff like, I remember back in the day when there was a game that was really popular. Well, several games were really popular that people wanted desperately to play, like MMORPGs. Sun Online, Silk Road Online. Back in the days, we were really desperate for anything, like a 3D online game. Like 3D online games were very rare to be free. So, you know, we played any trashy Korean MMO game that was just grindy within the first 5 minutes. You know, we were abused as children. So yeah, for me, you know, when I play something like Warframe, I'm like, you know, like, wow, this game exists and it's free. But by the way, do I have any boss from my team? No, I don't. By the way, this is with the wrong gun to play in this level, okay? The murmurs are... there's something wrong with the murmur stat. I think the murmurs are broken. I think the damage values of the wiki are completely broken for the murmurs. They're not the correct information at all. Because the weapon I'm using is viral. Viral and... what do you call it? Viral heat. And I have the slash procs, that's about it. I have nothing else on the weapon. And he's doing much better than literally radiation, because I think these enemies are weak against radiation. A radiation murmur card build. Like literally the card for the murmurs. This is so specific, man. Is D actively adding like new places to get these things? But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the thing about playing other online games. Like, it's literally, like, I don't know how you'd play other online games. I don't mean because of Warframe, like, oh, you play Warframe, wow, this is the best thing. What? Oh, somebody lost their notes. A piece of paper, okay. But yeah, I have no idea how people can play with, like, you know, multiple online games. Like, back in the day, you know, of, like, Cal Online, Sun Online, other games like that. Silk Road Online. Remember Silk Road Online is like that one, I think it's Korean MMO, right? That one Korean MMO that literally they charge money for you to log in. The game servers are always full, and apparently it's so bad that at a certain point they start charging money for you to log in. They're like, yeah, you have to have higher priority. In case people don't remember back in the day of online games, like free online games, like MMOs and stuff, they were all bad. Like, they were all bad. Like, you know, somebody might be, oh, Maple Online was good for me as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, because we were kids, we were stupid, we don't know any better. You know, we enjoyed grinding, especially as teenagers, or even before that, when we had a lot of spare time. You know, if we didn't have any friends, we were spending in Maple Online. You know, somebody's gonna be like, no, I had friends, and I'm like, listen, if you had friends, you're getting nowhere in Maple Online. Let's not lie about it. Do you honestly think you're getting anywhere if you had friends? We're not here to make friends, we're here to grind. Okay. But yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't mention, and don't mention it, baby. Oh, we all rushed to the end. We didn't kill the enemies. Oh, well, this is not... Wow, we're complete idiots. I didn't kill a single thing on my way. But yeah, back in the day, like, all MMOs were bad. Like, you know, like, of course somebody's gonna be like, no, they weren't, I had a good time in some of them. And my answer to them is always gonna be like, did you, like, were you just, you know, because you're just playing something, you know, that's what you're doing. Especially on, like, 56K modems. You know, like you played a 2D online game that could run on 56K modems. It was very grindy, but you know, at least if your parents disconnected the game with picking up the phone, you didn't lose too much, you know what I mean? Was it an easy game to drop in and out? Is that the thing? You know, let's be honest a little bit there. I mean, I was the same, you know, I'm not saying like I'm better than you, I'm saying like that's how things were. So, you know, I come from abused children. I come from a family of abused children with online games. Because online games don't respect us. They definitely don't respect us. We were nothing more than fodder to them. That's what we were. We're not important customers. We're just money. We're just money. Like the game's also pretty bad. Let's be honest there. A lot of games were pretty much the definition of the developers are washing their hands out of everything. They don't take any responsibility for anything. And where is the thing? It's apparently there. So I'm gonna go like this just in case. As I get stuck on everything. Are you the guzzling that needs to guzzle my shots in its face? Yeah, you are. Oh, what a clusterfuck there for a second. By the way, a fucking viral hit weapon is still doing better in the Murmur than actual build against the Murmurs. Like, my god, with the slash thing. Okay, anyways. Sorry, I always like to point out people's defects when they make a build and they're like, yeah, we're doing the Greniers. But yeah, I come from like people who are abused by online games. I guess I can tell a little bit the story about those online games. For example, we had Cal Online. Cal Online was like a fully 3D MMORPG game. Again, Korean standard, you know, very grindy and stuff. In fact, the game was so bad that, man, how can I explain this? Okay, so the game has certain things, you know, like for example, you can find an egg, which is almost impossible to find, by the way. It's very rare, and you can hatch the egg into like into like a beast form. You basically hatch a lion or a panther or something, which by the way are like pretty much the same, just visually they change or whatever. But you hatch the egg, and then with the egg, you can transform into like a lion boy or something for like I think like 5 minutes. Here's the thing: when you get the egg finally, apparently they might have improved drop rates or something about the eggs. I don't know, but like once I left it many months, like as soon as I was playing it, I left it. Basically, I think it takes about a month for the egg just to hatch in the first phase. Like I remember playing it for a while, that game, and no matter what I did, it was impossible to hatch the egg. If you're a normal free player in that game, in Cal Online, in order to transform into a panther or something, like a tiger boy, it takes you just a month to start hatching the egg. Okay? Just to start it. It's impossible. And for example, characters have different slots, you know, pants, whatever, yada yada yada. Usual stuff as online games, you know, or RPG games. Here's the thing. There's a slot for an amulet and a belt. Okay? A belt and an amulet. Now you might be saying, okay, like, you know, most other games, you have pants, you have armor, you have weapons, you have gloves, you have the helmet, you have the belt and the amulet, you know, traditional stuff. The drop rates in the game were actually broken. Let this sink in for a minute. The developers just cared about money and not putting any effort inside the game. In fact, I'm pretty surprised the game was even working. I don't think the developers knew how to make a game work. You know, I know that sounds like a big insult, but that is true. That is my personal opinion. I think that is actual fact. Well, easy on deleting me, man. Because, and this is not a joke. Hold on, yeah, there, see, focus. I had to focus there for a second with my Lentratis. Just to be clear, the amulet and the belt, they never dropped. In fact, it was actually hilarious. Like, for example, let's say you want to buy a sword. The sword is maybe 5,000 gold or something expensive like that. You know, it was one of those games, and it takes you weeks to get 5,000 gold. The thing is, I remember dropping an amulet in the game. Like, I never saw an amulet, I dropped it, and I was like, wait a second, you get armor pieces here, you get this, you get that, but no amulet? In fact, drops were very rare in the game. Like, almost like you never saw a drop. You don't think that would exist? And then, when I finally got the drop of the amulet, I remember, like, just going to a random shop in, like, the city areas inside the game, and it was, like, several hundred thousands of gold, just for a shitty amulet. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is this a thing? And I remember like asking a player and then PMing me, and they were like, oh, because they're almost impossible to drop. They're impossible to drop. Like you got very lucky to find a single amulet. I was like, what the fuck? Then why even have the slots? Oh, I can't do this. But anyway, yeah, that was the drop rate for a fucking amulet. The belts are even worse. Apparently there's like 10 people in the servers that just had a belt. That was the standard we had back in the day for online games. That was the only standard we'd had. Then there was that other game, Silk Road Online. I never understood how that game became popular, because the game, my god, you just grinded for a month for one level. It took 1 month for one level. That's how bad it was at a certain point. Like, once you started leveling up, it'll take a month just to get one level. Even if you're optimizing everything. They definitely wanted to waste your time. Well, what waste your time? They wanted money, man. They wanted fucking money. That's what they wanted. That's what those motherfuckers wanted. They just wanted money. They would have at least 20 different items in the cash shop that speeded up your leveling. And all those items, I remember they stacked. And that game, Silk Road Online, was so bad. But, you know, the people were so brain-rotted that played it that the servers were always full. Like, it'll take you sometimes 30 minutes to an hour to log into the server because the servers had limited space. And if you got inside the server, most people would stay inside the server. They wouldn't leave. They would leave their accounts on 24/7. Because once you got out, it was impossible to get in. And this game was very infamous for using the stupidest line ever for a game. Basically, the developers literally said the words, because, you know, like those Korean games, they're not very safe to play. They're very easy to not hack, but, you know, like to basically steal stuff from it, like, you know, find passwords and stuff. They're not very secure. In the case of Silk Road Online, and this is not a joke, the developers just outright said the words on the FAQ page. If you get your account stolen, they basically said, like Silent Hill, they literally said the words. If you downloaded a pirated copy of Silent Hill for the room and you played it, you can't ask us to recover your account because you played a pirated game. What's my Ember Elixir build? It's so basically they said if you play a pirated copy of Silent Hill 4 and your account got stolen, it's your fault because you played a pirated copy of a game and they hacked you with that thing. It was so infamous that everybody in the MMO community back in the day, like that knew about Silk Road Online, made fun of it. They're like, wow, talk about the developers being really, really lazy. You know, like so super lazy that they basically are like, yeah, we're not gonna save your account if something happens. Like that's how incompetent they were, to the point that they blamed you for playing other games that would steal your account, even though that's not a thing, you know? Like that's the funny part, right? Like most games actually do transfer data to a developer's, not the developer's account, what to call it, to like you know, data information, how you play the game and that kind of stuff. A lot of games have that, especially first-person shooter games. What was that first-person shooter game I remember? The guys who made Darkest of Days that I played not long ago. Those guys actually made like an online shooter game. It was called Brink or Blink. They're called something. They're called Blink or Brink. That shooty game with a parkour system in first person. Those guys, like studios like that, usually collect the information. The thing is, ironically enough, like, you know, illegal games, they're actually much more secure, you know, because people actually look at the files. They see if any data is being sent. 90% of the time, other than like very exotic cases, no, they actually don't. That's the thing, you know, that's the irony. So this game, Silk Road Online, where a bunch of brain-rotted people are just day in day out playing it non-stop. And of course a Wukong before he gets nerfed. See, he's gonna fight me. Where is he? DUIs, man, DUIs. See, Wukong with a stomp. Wow. See, he wants to be a rhino. What is Wookie doing? Dude, are you mad because you're getting nerfed? Okay, see, political jokes. Political jokes. My god, this game is so distracting. Every 5 minutes I break my conversation to like, oh, see, I saw in a bowl up. Sorry, not in a bowl up, what to call it. Formerly pork, he's gonna really pork it up. Are you porking that book real good? God, I hope you pork all over it, baby. Yeah, baby, you porked the book. And with everything that I just said, basically also in the servers, you couldn't log into the servers. The servers were very hard to get into. It could take you up till an hour, 30 minutes just to get inside, and once you got inside, you don't leave it. And on top of that, the servers were very pay to win. Or should I say, first person to win. Every time a new server opened up, all the hardcore, sweaty people would immediately just smash their accounts into it. They'll create new accounts and just smash into it, because the game would have a higher drop rate of good items at the start, and then over time it will almost reach points of being zero. So it's a case of first come, first serve in a very weird way. I don't know how that makes any sense for the developers to make a game first come, first serve for drops in a server when it opens up at the first time, but yeah, that also made the situation worse. Every time they open up a new server, all the old veterans would make a new account and just ram inside it. So yeah, that's this player's playing Wukong before the nerf is gonna arrive. Okay, but yeah, oh my god, it takes forever for me to get to a point. But the point is, that was Silk Road Online, a game that a lot of people in the community were like, yeah, it's a good game, we play it, it has all this. And my god, you know, even at the start, everybody was just sweaty about everything. Every small thing people were sweaty about. There was the entire system where, like, for example, where you could, you know, players could, like, transport caravans between cities, and they hire bodyguards, like other players that are bodyguards. And the thing was, like, you know, that's an effective way to make money, but you aren't gonna end up making money because you get one shot by everybody, even at the start, the starting towns. It was a whole thing. The way developers took care of their communities back in the day was a fucking disaster in MMOs. Like, you know, that's the only thing we had. That's the only thing we had. Like Korean MMOs that became free to play with 3D graphics. And that's all we had, that's all we could play. That was our only option. Those shitty games that are like grind, and we don't take up to a community and stuff like that. But yeah, also Silk Road Online had that thing where at a certain point the developers knew how to abuse the community. They basically made it in such a way that you could buy a ticket. You actually paid real money to buy a ticket to log on to the servers. That's not a joke. Actually, hold on, let me Google something. Is Silk Road still online? Silk Road Online, it's an actual game that still exists? Or is it dead? The game still exists! And apparently up till today you still need to queue up to log into the servers because the developers abuse that. That's not a joke. That's not a joke, man. That's not a joke. Apparently you still need to pay for like tokens to log onto the servers if you don't want to wait in the queues. Yep, that was Silk Road Online, alright. That was the game. So yeah, that was another example of games back in the day we had for like online games. Like that's the standard we had basically. What other games do we have? Sun Online, it was basically a generic Korean MMO again. The only thing about it were like the graphics back in the day. Literally only the graphics. And people were like, wow, it's the best game ever, we can't wait for this. And finally when it came out, all I remember was like, wow, people are losing their shit wanting to play this game, this random ass game. People are losing their shit. Once they got access to it, it was like, what, this is it? It wasn't anything special, although you could feel like the desperation in some people's, you know, comments. They were like, no, it's good. It's good. It's not that bad. We can definitely make this work. Where's... Where's the... Where's the... Where is it? Where's the... Did the guy just... Did the guy... Oh, don't worry, this will fix it, I guess. The jank, man, the jank, honestly. Okay, guys, it... I feel like a chump for this is happening, you know? Okay, fine. Yeah, why not? Yeah, leave the Duviri, why not? Fuck me, man. I guess we can have fun. Dude, I'm just trying to do the worm. That's what she said. Okay, destroy some... Okay, don't destroy some plants. Gee, Xenos left the squad because what, he's gonna blame me now? Dude, literally... Okay, did he disconnect or was he saw me and he disconnected? Because either way, you know, you can go like... Okay, don't go and fuck yourself. But if it's for me, you can go and fuck yourself in that case. Because it wasn't my fault that guy fell. Like, those guys fall plenty of times and then they just come back up again, you know? Okay, fine. I initiated my sonic rings. Is lag hitting us now? Excuse me, I'm trying to do my best here, man. Can you use your horse here or no? I thought you can't use your horse, no? Isn't that what it said? Your king sucks, man. As I T-pose. Oh boy. What is... Oh my god, this mode is so buggy, man! Oh, okay, somebody's kid mode, okay. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. Between the lag! I don't know if that person didn't know what to do or if they're having a bug where they can't interact with the treasure chest, but also I'm muted with my sound. Got this game, man, holy shit. Can I please finish this by today? Can I do that? I think Wisp has a good alternate ability mod.
Wanting me to return what is obviously mine. Well, I am keeping it all. You! Banish them.
I'm gonna banish you in a second, Although I have to purge my liminal spaces. Where? Why does E shoot now? Oh, because right, I inverted the controls on the melee thing, which actually kind of sucks, man. It's just inverting the controls. God, the jank is real, honestly, in this mod. This mod, like, feels the most, like, abandoned out of all of them.
Doubt was his alone. If only he had
Get me out of this hole, man.
Many others suffer too.
But you know what really gets me about the horses? These horses control like flies. That's not a joke. In case people don't know what I'm talking about, which nobody does in my life. Here's the thing, you know how you can trap flies easily? Basically, like, cut a water bottle, like the top part, and invert it. And inside the water bottle itself, like, you know, before you invert it, install...
Seal them up again, or worse foes than Thrax may emerge. The spheres you see are ambient void energy.
How am I this bad at the game? The solution is to basically take a water bottle, cut the top part, put something inside it. Let's say rotten fruit, some honey, vinegar, you know, sweet vinegar. Maybe a little bit of soap if you have to like spice up the aroma, but that's about it. And then invert the head of the water bottle and, you know, stick it like that. The flies can get inside the hole, but they can't get outside because the flies need to take like a running, like a spinning, running attack fly, you know? Like basically imagine like World War I planes where they have to spin around the field before the land or before they do anything like that, you know, something like that. In Warframe, in this mode, the horse, that's not a joke, the horse controls like a fucking fly. I just realized what my problem is with the horse in this game. It controls like a fly. You basically need to spin around to get out of a hole because you can't go directly up or down because it has a traveling momentum like a fucking fly. You're basically piloting a giant fly. Okay, good luck, team. Good luck in this part with doing the Duviri worm because, oh my god, up till today I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know how to do it now after that really janky fight that I got close to him, but honestly, even then, it's still like very, you know, meh.
With a wanting that never is met.
Yeah! Go, homie, go! No, wait.
He craves the validation of
Oh my god, I thought the guy had it for a second there. What the? You're almost fast. My god, I need to like travel so... like almost break him off completely on the path. Yeah, how do I... Yeah? What? What? Yo, D, that's what happened last time! What? Wasn't I on top of him directly? Did they change something in Steel Path that you have to learn by doing it constantly and failing, just like the Eidolons? Okay. Cosmic did it, thankfully. Thank you so much for that, Cosmic. But honestly, what happened over there? I don't understand. I thought maybe I'll play a minigame to like unlock his brain, but it didn't show anything for me. Like nothing changed.
An enemy that cannot retreat is the most dangerous. For they
Also
have
known as your mom.
left to lose.
Where are the arch guns? Dude? Dude, seriously. You can't simply spawn something where the player can't see it, man.
Through the paradox, the ten
Okay, now they spawn the arch guns.
Let us hope it turns the tide.
What?
Find a mount or perish.
Dude, none of this is done in the game at all. What is this? Yeah. Dude, I have no idea. I don't know how to play this. None of this was done in the game. You have to chase these guys down? That was never explained. Yeah, I'm not reviving. Because what's gonna happen when I revive now? I had to get out of the beam in time. D, you're honestly terrible at explaining. Nobody give me grief. Like, none of this was done at all in the main game. None of this was done in the story or anything. None of this explained. There's no tutorial. There's nothing. There's just low frame rates. And then suddenly the old man is like, quick, get on the horse. But why? Literally, all the old man has to say is get on the horse and get out of, like, go on the outside. Go out on the outside of the arena. Or chase the dragons outside. Literally, there's just few key words. My god, these Canadians can't English. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, see? This is how you learn, by dying, essentially. And I'm on fire, I have no idea why. And now what? Do I do something? But wait, why am I on fire? What? D, what the fuck? How are you supposed to see this? No, 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 don't revive me. It's fine.
I'll take your face and make it my new
Is it attacking? What is it doing? Because I don't have the arch gun. Oh! Oh my god, I'm so sorry I skipped the cut. I was jumping, man. What could I do over there?
Emotion is no longer
What?
turmoil. The calm
What?
of the true warrior.
Did you open the treasure or no? What happened? Okay. Do I need anything here? No, I really don't.
Quite. Have you noticed? that
What about the
Corvin's
Culuvero?
hold only comes into view.
Dude, I'm just trying to look at something. The menu is like, no, we're not gonna show you half of the information. My god. It's like pulling teeth out of my ass, man. I can't leave this menu. Oh, okay, so if the host disconnects, it just kicks me out to the main menu. It's not even leaving me up. D, are you stupid? Okay, fuck that host, man. Fuck that host in the ass. I hope your parents beat you every night, man. What the fuck is that? It just disconnects you? But I was looking at the shop. What the... Was that person mad because I was playing badly, even though it wasn't my fault? Because for some reason, that's the only part in the level that drops below 30 frames. And graphically, you can't see anything and nothing is explained and you just die instantly and to everything. I take back every compliment I gave you. You guys are no better than Korean MMOs. Fuck you. Can I install this now? Do I have enough of everything? Yeah, I do. Headshots will charge the Incarnon. You know, I really don't like the Incarnon system, considering how high maintenance it is for headshots. Complete a soul mission with this equipped. Increase that. By the way, I did involve the other one, and also I was not very happy with the Burston. It might be very strong, but like it's high maintenance as well. Increase base damage with no primary. Oh yeah, no primary. Yeah, anyway, I did the Burston. The problem is, I think because I don't have the thing here, the armor, it's almost impossible to get Ember with 450 armor in my case. I think this weapon is a lot less good because of that. Because, like, this is nothing. Weapon recoil, I didn't see anything more interesting. I think this is the best one. And here, I don't know, I think I went for the crit again. I don't know, I feel like it's very high maintenance for like the reward that you're getting. Maybe it's good if you're like one-shotting everything, you know, at the very high levels. Something against like the level 999 enemies. But I think that's about it. I'm not saying really anything awesome about like the Incarnon system that makes it, you know, that makes me go, wow! This is wow! Like, holy shit, my god! Because, like, you know, I don't go, like, into 5 hours, 6 hours survival missions in Steel Path. Sun Online was a game that existed. People, well, like, you know, oh, wow, Sun Online, we can't wait for it to come out, we're gonna play it and do stuff. And then it comes out, it's the same game, you know, it's just grindy, there's really nothing to it. It takes you, like, a month to level up at a certain point. And you can buy, like, power-ups that, you know, are like 5% more damage, 10% more damage, double XP. They cost money, of course, as you can imagine, and on top of that, you can stack them. It's a whole thing. What other game was I gonna mention? I was gonna mention like one epic game that I remember it being like so bad. Oh yeah, that Steam game. Vindictus? Vindictus, right? Yeah, Vindictus. God, Vindictus was a big thing. Like it was, you know, like next gen, what to call it? Vindictus, like, you know, was gonna use the Valve engine. Sorry, not the Valve engine. The Source engine. It was next gen, you had pretty looking characters, you know, all of that. And you know, it's 3D, wow, it's 3D, it's like next gen 3D, wow. It's amazing. Oh my god, like we can't believe this. Yeah? Your game is bad. But yeah, you know, it's like next gen, all these graphics and stuff. And I don't think the game was too bad, honestly. I don't think the game was that bad. Vindictus or Mobinigini Online wasn't that bad at the start. It was one of those games that everybody was trying to get to play it, you know, stuff like that. But the thing that ended up killing it was, once again, it was another game. It was just another game where you play the same character for an entire month. It just takes you a month to level up one level. And it's grindy and all this stuff. You basically have to grind for everything. You know, at a certain point, the game like lost its flavor completely, to the point that I think nowadays is just like a, what do you call it, a Gunner game? That's what it is. Because every single update is basically, let's add the most stripperific clothes to the female characters. And I think every single character nowadays that's coming out is basically just a female character, that's it. There are no male characters. You start with a couple of male characters at the start, but then, you know, it's like, yeah, female, 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 female. You also had before that Terror Online game. It had actually a very competent, good combat system. But once again, it became abusive. The developers, you know, were like definitely trying everything to make you grind every small thing about it. That's the problem with all those games. That is what we had for 3D games back in the day, and even recently. That is our standard, okay? We had all these games where you just spend a month grinding for a fucking level, and then a piece of armor that has like 5% to drop. Not even 5%, my god, like 0.5% to drop. Basically non-existent. You know, all those games trying to hide information from the player. My dummy thickness. Who's doing to dummy thickness? Your cat, your dog. My dummy thickness. My dummy thickness cannot be this baka. But that's the thing. That's the way we had online games back in the day. That's how bad they were. So that is why, you know, like, honestly, what was the start of this conversation? I think the start was like, how do some people have multiple games? Or how do they play multiple games? The thing is, I know what people, when they say, you know, like all those not sexy teenagers, sweaty teenagers, and not in that way. Back in the day, used to play many games, many MMOs. I remember friends were like, yeah, we play all these MMO games at the same time. And I'm like, how do you focus on anything? Do you just play one game and then you quit the other halfway through, or you just sit around with your homies inside your clan and talk to each other? And yeah, that's what they basically did. They didn't play the game, actually. What am I doing dancing around like this? Like those people, you know, they didn't actually play the game. Because when would you have time to play the game? Like 5 games at the same time that require grinding one level for like an entire month. If you don't plan on spending like $100 every month, like how do you do that? You know, that is impossible. And of course nowadays, like, you know, some people realize this, and they're like, yeah, you know, games require time commitment. I mean, I used to play like Warframe. Like at one point I was playing Warframe, Dota, and Path of Exile at the same time. The first game that I abandoned was actually Dota, because the reason I abandoned Dota was because it became very boring as a game. I'm not gonna say I was good at the game or anything, but like the game itself became so bad for me, because every time I was just playing support. Every time it's support. It's support this, it's support that. It's support everything. You know, I was the original Omni Knight player before like the Dota community exploded with the Omni Knight thing. And everybody was like, Omni Knight this, Omni Knight that, that's how you make your team win. Literally, 99, I had a 99, not skill rate, not skill rate, what do you call it? I had a 99 win rate with Omni Knight. Because I played support so many, like I played so many support classes that I naturally knew the flow of the game with the support. I exactly knew, but you know, eventually it started getting to me, because then Omni Knight got popular due to some, like, you know, what you call them? Content creators are like, learn support, play support, you have to play support. This is how you win, you play support, you do this, like this kind of support. You know, this was like back in the day when you had that stick, what was it called? The magic stick that like, the force stick, I think it pushes you. I used to be the type of guy that would use it to save my carry and block the enemy even at the cost of my life. Okay? And the problem is, at a certain point, it became unfun. Because then people were like, oh, why are you feeding? And I'm like, I just saved the support. Sorry, not support, what call it? The carry. And then in the end, we still won. But you guys just want to complain about something. You know, it reached that point because once the YouTuber personalities made it popular, everybody was like, wow, you know, you're a bad support if you're dying as well. You shouldn't be dying. And I'm like, are you seeing the situation you guys put me in? You know, especially in a pub, because I just pubbed. I don't do like the things, groups and whatever. And even then, people expected high level plays from you. I think the best one was, I remember playing a match, like I played my heart out, so to speak, and I got one death. And I remember some people lost the shit in chat about it. And the best part about it, it was like an all random game. You know, people were playing random. Like it was all random game. We go like, you know, you got the character that you got. Like, what can you do? I remember I got a carry and I had to play like a support because everybody wanted to be the hero in the fucking game. And I was like, okay, fine. This carry here, I think it was a Sven. He can hybrid. I can do this. I know how it works. I know all the things, how they work. And people were like, no, you have to play perfectly in an all-random game. We have to take this way too seriously. I remember that was the day where I was like, okay, that's it. I'm quitting Dota. Fuck this community, man. Fuck this community. If you get mad And by the way, it wasn't one person getting mad, it was all of them. If you get mad in an all random that you're not playing the game perfectly, like basically to the point of not dying once, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life at that point? What is wrong with you? And I was like, okay, this is too much, this is too toxic, I quit. So at that point, I stuck with Path of Exile and Path of Exile and Warframe. And then with Path of Exile and Warframe, it ended up in the same situation, except differently. In Path of Exile, I'm not gonna say I was getting aggressive, but I was not happy at all with Path of Exile as well. Because Path of Exile became that game where every single new content was endgame content. The game became stale. It became, like, literally Path of Exile for me has been the same game for about 20 years at this point. You fight the same enemies, the same gameplay, the same janky bosses, the same you have to have high DPS in order to kill a boss before they kill you because of the terrible telegraphs. No matter how hard they try, they always never succeed at doing it properly. It became that game for me for 20 years. You can change the map, you can add new bosses, but it plays the same way all the time. Even with a different build. It's always the same way, especially with degen and other things that bosses have. Or like the phases where they're immune to damage. It became the same routine. And every single new update was basically endgame update. Like the top 1% or 10% get to see it only. And even then you have to buy your build at a certain point. As a casual player, that becomes impossible. You know, I mean, it's kind of ironic considering in a Souls-like game where bosses might be able to one-shot you, you get to complete the game. But in Path of Exile, you don't even get that privilege. And where the fuck am I going? I'm just on autopilot at this point. But I think the lowest of lowest points for me, people know the specific update I'm talking about. In Path of Exile, there was an update. There was a very specific update. The one where some of the... Like they're old masters, they're old characters that did things. And they made her into a boss. That's what they did. And I remember, finally, I go to that boss fight and I'm like, yay, new content! It's low level, all of this, I can definitely do this. I can definitely do this based upon my stats. I go to the boss, nothing is telegraphed, the ground is green, the character is green, all the attacks are green, everything looks the same, the starting animations to everything is literally the same. I remember I died and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I think the boss even had a DPS check. If you couldn't kill something in a certain time, the boss was basically 90% of the time immune. I don't know if it was a bug or something, but I remember that's what happened. I had to Google a video and I was like, wow, I have to watch a video to learn how to kill the boss and apparently I can't do it. So I wasted my time and everything. And that's, I think the character was called Katarina or something like that. It was when the Katarina bosses got introduced. And I was like, wow, okay, Path of Exile, that's it. I also quit this game. I can't do this. I can't play a game that is literally like, we're hardcore, but we're not gonna explain anything. Here's a boss fight. Waste your time, waste your currency, waste your effort, waste your build. Realize your build can't even do this content. And it's new content at the end game. You need to get to the end game to get to this stuff. It was a whole wasted effort and time. And that's also when I quit Path of Exile. That's why I only can play Warframe, because, you know, you get to see the content. I know it's a novel idea to get to see the content, but I don't understand what the point of hiding content is. Why even make a game at that point? Especially with, like, the MMO thing that I'm talking about. Like, you know, they're like, yeah, it's gonna take you 1 entire year to level up. Enjoy it. And I'm always like, why? What do you get out of this? I mean, I understand some money in some cases, but not always. At least in my opinion, not always. So yeah, I don't know how people can have multiple online games at the same time. That literally seems impossible to me to do. But also, yeah, that's the quality of games we had back in the day. And even do sometimes today. Yeah, I don't know why I told that story. I actually forgot the starting argument about 2 years ago. Well, actually 2 hours ago, not 2 years ago. That's a whole different story. Okay.